All right, we are ready to continue with our next speaker coming from our
For a moment. It's not evil, I promise you. WP login URL. No? And I'm just gonna add a new line for a nice print. Oh, even is not registered. Okay. That's because it doesn't exist. It's evil, but not evil. Lovely. Welcome to live coding. Yeah. Yeah, another space. Hold on, hold on. We are getting there. Okay, is this good? Okay. So, here it is. And what just happened? WP evil is a WP CLI command for executing arbitrary PHP code. And it's really helpful, like in this case, where you have, you know the code, you know the function to get what you need, but you have no other place to execute it, and there is no better place than terminal, right? And the rest is, oh, sorry. Sorry. So the rest is actually a classical case of WP CLI alias combined with SSH keys authentication. So what I did, I set SSH key-based authentication between my laptop and remote server, which is milana.dev. And now I can log into this server just using pure SSH without typing password, or I can just add a global parameter to a WP-CLI command. But in each case, I need to type my username and my server and my custom port number, and I don't want to remember that 55656 port number. I want to avoid all that, so I created a client alias. And creating WP-CLI client is really, really simple. Let me show you. So in order to use WP-CLI aliases, you need to have, yeah. Okay. Thank you. So in order to use WP-CLI aliases, you need to have a config file for WP-CLI. And this file is not created automatically when you install it, so you need to do it manually. And I'm on Linux, so my config file is, and yes, before we start any wars, I'm Nano Girl. Yeah, so it's in my home directory. And you can see here I have a couple of things. I have mod rewrite from Apache modules, and without it, WP-CLI would automatically add index.php to your permalinks, which is really ugly. And you can go by project to remove it, or just put it in config file and you're good to go. And the other thing is my client alias. And what I have here is path, that is a full path to WordPress root on my remote server, and SSH user and server and custom port. So creating alias is pretty simple, right? No, we are not going to do this from this file. We are going to add it from WP-CLI. And let me just get out. Okay. So this is why. If we go to WP-CLI alias, help. And by the way, this help is available from every command, every subcommand. And yeah, let's go down. You see, I can do with aliases a lot of things. I can add, delete, get, list, update. And all of these subcommands have a number of parameters which I don't want to remember. You see the pattern here? I'm just not remembering things. So I'm going to use my favorite WP-CLI global parameter, which is prompt. And now I will be prompt for every parameter this command have. So the key is, how will you call your alias? User don't need it. And by the way, these in square brackets, these are optional. You don't need to provide them. The ones without them are mandatory. And path, I could use path. So I'm just gonna go to my magic folder. Yeah, we WordPress people have magic folders. And I'm gonna find the path. Okay. No, sorry. Yeah, this is something you shouldn't do in. And just copy pasta and you're good to go. Slash. For home, okay, we will fix it. Yeah. Let's do the last nano command. Am I there? Yeah. Yeah. So this shouldn't happen, but okay, we're good to go. Right. So now I have my magic alias, and let's go and see what's inside this folder. I have only password.txt file, and soon you will see why I have it, because it's so hard to guess. So now that I have this folder in my path for alias, I can run WP-CLI commands from any folder in my user directory, and it will be executed in this path. And I can do something like this: magic and core download. And now, if I repeat last ls, so you see I have all files for WordPress downloaded in this folder. And now, while I have these files, I'm just gonna continue with install WordPress. It's just 2 more commands anyway. So the next thing is creating config file. And if you've been doing this in PHP file, you know that you need a database name. It's magic, of course. Then you need database user. It's going to be root. Now, this is my local. I don't mind having root using my SQL. And database user. No, password. Yeah, thank you. Someone was, yeah, password. So I could type my password here, and I would change it after this talk, but it's not really advisable to leave your passwords in your bash history, so that's really something you should avoid. And you can avoid this by, again, using my favorite prompt. Sorry. And from prompt, I'm going to just get the data from the content from my magic password. I don't see if there's, okay. Yeah, and the content from my file will be passed as parameter for database password. And now we have generated the config file. So now you must be wondering, how can it be secure to have your root password stored in a plain text file called password? Well, I would like to quote Tyler DeWitt here from his video called Ionization, Energy, and Atomic Radius, where he says, I don't want you to worry about that too much. And the next part, the last part, is actually installing WordPress. And if you've been, you might notice that anatomy of a command is WP, and then we have alias, or maybe not. But after that, you have this entity that you want to work with. It's usually none. And then you have a verb, which is action you want to perform on this entity. So following that logic, it would be magic core install. And this command also have a number of parameters, and I can open help and see, but when my help is open, I cannot type command. And then I need to either copy paste or remember everything, and usual dev problems. So what I'm gonna do is just run this command and get the error, and then I have all the parameters I need. So I need URL. It's magic, of course. Then I need title. WP CLI at PHP. This is long title. Bulgaria. Then, what's next? Admin user. Admin, why not? And next one, admin email. I'm gonna make it mine. And I'm gonna just add admin password. Where am I? Okay. Oh, lovely. I'm gonna do this to make it more, okay. And the same thing we did with config file. I'm gonna do prompt and get that password from file. And yeah, it's installed. So now we can just delete the password file. Yeah, I do. It's my root. So I told you not to worry about this file. Okay, so this is really helpful. I mean, it took some time, but actually it's just 3 commands. It's really helpful to run these things in few commands, and it's even more convenient if you have it in script. In fact, I have one script for you later on. But now I'm going to show you something that is real developer's time saver. I'm going to create a plugin, but let me just go to my magic folder. Yeah, because I don't want to type alias anymore. And I'm gonna do scaffold plugin. The only mandatory parameter here is slug. So it will be PHP Bulgaria and right. PHP Bulgaria, activate. Okay, so we have created an activated plugin, and let me just show you what files you have now. It's in content. So we have phpbulgaria.php. That is the main PHP file for the plugin. It holds that comment that is read by WordPress dashboard. Then we have README file, which is already filled enough for you to save you tons of time. Then we have, where is it? Package.json, gruntfile.js with a couple of grunt tasks. So welcome, modern developer, to WordPress, and these tasks actually make your localization ready. Then we have distignore, gitignore, so you don't have to deal with development mess, and all sorts of configs like Travis, editor config, PHP code sniffer, rule set, and PHP unit. So when you think of it, just how much time it would take you to find all the standards for WordPress for each of these, and then to craft all these files, and then, you know, save them as a starter kit for your projects and keep them updated. And then you have this, just one command, and you know that all these files will be up to date and following best practices. So I'm gonna make this plugin do something, and I'm gonna do some live coding from terminal now. No pressure. Yeah. Because this is a talk about doing things from terminal. So here it is. This is our file. I don't see my cursor. This is, okay. I'm gonna change this. And I'm gonna leave the rest, it would take too much time. So, function will be PHP Bulgaria. I'm sure I'm the one who said the most times PHP Bulgaria. And my parameter will be content. So I'm going to return H2. No, there is only one H1 on page. So H2 and append, escape everything, and yeah, prepare for localization. You notice the spaces I'm using. It's welcome to WordPress, made at PHP. Yeah, it's standard. Bulgaria. And then our text domain is PHP Bulgaria. No space. This is really difficult. Don't ever write plugin from terminal. And now we are going to close H2 and append content. Okay, so the function is over, and we are going to hook it to a filter. The filter is the content, and the function is called PHP Bulgaria. Well, let's hope this is all good. Save. No? Yeah. And let's see it in action now. There it is. What was it? Admin and root, right? Yeah. So, no, sorry. Let me just find my cursor. Okay, there it is. So here is the plugin. Here it is. And all these things can be edited in file, but not from terminal. And here, everywhere where the content function is called, we are appending made at PHP Bulgaria. And if we open this, yeah. So I would like you to remember how this looks like. This is default WordPress install at this moment. This is it. And now, I think it's time, by the way, this WP admin command doesn't come with WP CLI, so you need to install it as additional package, but really you just go to, let me show you. You just go here. So there are commands. The first one is there. So when you open it, it's the only thing it does, just open your WordPress dashboard in browser. So here you can see this installing section. Just copy paste and you're good to go. It's nothing scary. Okay, so now I think it's time to break something. You want to break something? Yeah. I'm going to modify one plugin. Let's see first what we have of plugins. Let's do the hello dolly. Yeah, first I need to activate it. Plugin, activate, hello. Right, and now I'm not going to advertise this plugin, but what is important for you to know that it doesn't do much. So it has just random lyrics from a song that displays every time you refresh the dashboard, paging dashboard. So it doesn't really depend on PHP version. It doesn't care about backward compatibility or anything. It's so pretty much harmless, unless we do the developer's worst nightmare and remove semicolon. Yeah. And now, if we go to the website, it's dead. Now, when you are in your local, you should always have debug modes enabled. But this is what you would see on production. It's not very much helpful, right? It just doesn't work. And until recently, we had widescreen of that, so this is improvement, yeah? So how are we going to find out what's happening? There is debug as global parameter. It will open help, don't worry about it. And do you see it? Okay, I need to go a bit further up. Let me. Here it is. It says PHP parse error, syntax error, unexpected return in file, we know which file, on line 49. So this is helpful when you don't know where to start and you get that white screen of that. So let's just do again. Nano, so it said 49, right? And here is our unexpected return. So before that, we know what's missing. And back to our website. It's live again. Yay! Now, I'm going to move on to the script I promised to you. Let me just get out of here. And of course, the folder is PHP Bulgaria. So here, I'm going to run my script. Database name is PHP Bulgaria. I hope I typed it right. Root, yeah. Password. You still don't know my root password. Title. PHP Bulgaria. Yeah, yeah. Password. And now we are going. So, hi, everyone. We have Cyrillic. And yeah, our new WordPress is ready. Yes, we want to see it. It was admin, right? And root. And here it is. It's really different than what we saw before. We have some Bulgarian there and some other posts that are not Hello World. And it's completely different theme. So let me show you the script. I'm going to open it with Sublime. Yeah, enough of Nano. It's in my bin, of course, and it's called custom. Right, so this first line is really important. It's called shebang because that's how women command from script. No, it's not because of that. And it's, so these first two characters are shebang, and then it's followed with a full path to interpreter. So in this case, it's bash, but it could be any shell that you write there. And then what we have, so, sorry. What is important to make this file executable and then put it in your path so that you can use it as executable. And usually that is your bin folder, or I don't know the other systems, I know only Linux. And what we have after that is we have just commands that you would put in terminal. And after that, we have some really, really basic bash scripting, like user input for database name and root as a user. So I have already default, which I can overwrite. And then I have silent input, so you don't know my root password. And then we have this config create. After that, I'm using similar things for install. And after that, now here, I'm creating user that has username author and author at local, so it's fake email. I'm adding row author for this user and setting the same password as my admin. Now you shouldn't set the same password, but why did I do this? Author has really limited role, and so I'm adding like edit post, manage categories and tags, and edit pages, because I think, you know, author should be able to manage other posts and categories and activate plugins. Now this is just activate, not install new plugins. Just activate and deactivate already installed plugins, and I think that's as far as I go for authors. And edit theme options, you can add as many as you like. You can be really, really detailed about what each user should have as access. And after that, I'm removing role from my admin user. And this is why I'm doing this. Where is my terminal? Here. So if I go to user list, okay, you don't see much. This is my author. It has role author, but admin has no role at all. And when you don't have role, WordPress doesn't know what to do with you. Oh. Where is it? Here. So you see, I'm logged in as admin, and if I try to go to dashboard, I cannot, because I have no role at all. Yeah. And I'm going to log in with author user now. So the password was the same just before, just because of convenience. Don't do it. When you remove the role from your admin, just leave a really strong password to keep your hackers amused. And now you see that author has really limited access. It can go to, they can go to theme just to see which theme is there. They cannot install new ones, and there is a customizer and menu, so everything that this theme supports, they can do. There are plugins, but they cannot install new ones, just activate and deactivate. And after this, in my script, this is very important. So I have two users. One has no access to a dashboard at all. The other one has very limited one. But what I'm doing, I'm setting new language, which is Bulgarian. No user can do that from dashboard. After that, I'm installing new theme. No user from dashboard can do that. So you see the pattern? You can do things from terminal with WP CLI, and you have no user who can do any of those things from dashboard. Now that's something for WordPress security, I think. Yeah. And after that, I'm deleting the hello world post, and I'm getting content from my post content file and passing it to generate 4 new posts with author as author. And after that, oh, this is not visible, but it's hello Dave. I like to put those things at the end of my scripts just to make my day a little better. And after that, we have a little more of bash scripting. So I'm just asking if you want to see it. I will open dashboard. If not, then have a wonderful day, and thank you, I will. So to summarize what we have witnessed today, let me just find my... I would say that the most important values that WP CLI gives to WordPress, in my opinion, the most important, First of all, it's security. So you are doing maintenance, administration from the SSH level, as it should be. No one from dashboard should do anything. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is. And also you can create with scaffold command, you can create plugins and themes and child themes and blocks, and you know that those files will be already following the best practices and following WordPress coding standards. Just running one time that command, you're a better developer right away. Speed, you know, being able to manage remote website with just one command and without even opening browser. I mean, you should open and see just what you did, but you can do that without opening browser, and at this moment there is no faster way to do this. And you can add some scripting and you know, automate backups and exporting, importing. You can do all sorts of things. Then we didn't have time to talk about this, but you can actually, with command scaffold package, you can create your own custom command. And some hosting companies and some plugins are already doing this. And if this is not enough for you, I mean, duh, if doing things from terminal is not fun, I don't know what is. And this was really fun for me. I had a great pleasure to do this. I'm freelance WordPress developer working through TopTal platform. I'm also active member of documentation team at WordPress. And you feel free to use any of these channels if you want to chat about WordPress or documentation or Gatsby, why not? And I hope that from now on, you all will command like a woman. Thank you. Yeah, shoot. Can we control what? Yeah, we can. Let me show you. So I've been talking to...
Also, the other question is, can we make export and import? Some kind of exporting the theme and all plugins and the content, and after that import it into other instance?
Yeah. So here, I've been talking to someone during this conference, and they said, well, there are like 20 commands. No, there are like million commands. So this has been developed really, really good, and there is active work on that. So for, what was the first network, right?
Yeah.
Let me find it. Here it is, network. And for exporting and importing, well, I've been using just for the database, but I'm sure you can do, I don't know if you can actually export files with WP-CLI, but I don't think you even need. You can use just, you know, bash commands for doing that, just packing it in zip and moving it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And that is our...
Yeah, that is.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.